What is up, YouTube? Welcome to another video with me, Brian, aka Half Pump Bone Break. Today's going to be an interesting one. We are going to crack open a $1,700 package from CardKingdom, actually $1,725 and some change package from CardKingdom. This is actually my first time ordering from CardKingdom. I normally order from TCG player. We'll also talk about what a $150 package looks like from TCG player. So today's going to be fun. We're going to actually test out our new overhead camera view. This box is uncracked here and sanitized. So all of you peoples of the internet don't know where I live, but we will be able to open this up. I'm going to see what's in there. I'm going to go a little gingerly to start, just to make sure that there's no additional paperwork with name, address on there. So we'll go ahead, switch to that overhead camera, take a look at what we got here. You get to see my beautiful desktop. Let's go ahead, open this up. Got my little credit card knife that's been perfect for opening up boxes here. I'm going to turn it towards me first, make sure that there's no documentation on top with my name and address and all of that fun stuff. Okay, so there is some paperwork in here. We're going to take that paperwork though and put it off to the side. All right. First off, we got peanuts. How about that? How about this? How about this view? Ooh, we're going to zoom in to the goodness in the box. So peanuts are also sticky, in case you don't wonder, or maybe that's just my hands. Like they're sticky. What do I do with all these peanuts? We grab a garbage can is what we do. Got a garbage can. We're gonna throw these peanuts in there so we're not making a mess. Got any more peanuts anywhere? Okay. Grabbing those peanuts, get those out of the way. Ooh, I'm seeing a hard case. Hard case is a good sign. Good sign, good packaging. I just want to get this top layer of peanuts out of the way. I'm not going to pull all the peanuts out of the way. Okay, cool. Got that top layer of peanuts out of the way. And it looks like we have two hard cases right here. So just as a little heads up, what did I order? What could possibly be $1,700 in a box from CardKingdom? Well, the answer to that question is we're entering the modern season for the competitive bid for Magic the Gathering, and I did not have a modern deck. So I went out, did a bunch of research. Obviously, Bant Nadu is the #1 deck right now. A lot of conjecture about that being banned in some way, or a couple cards being banned that will break the Bant Nadu combo. So I didn't want to risk it. I didn't want to invest a ton into that deck and then have it be broken on me. But the second and third place deck are like Mardu Energy and Boros Energy. Are doing really well. There's also the black Necro Dominance deck out there as well. So what I actually decided to do is get the Bant and Mardu Energy deck. So they are about 90% the same. There is a couple different versions. So I did buy a couple different versions of cards. So let's go back over here. A couple different versions of the decks. So I'll actually post some deck lists in the description here. This might be in a follow-up post, but there's a couple different versions of Mardu Energy that include a lot of like death recursion of tokens that I really liked. So it included the Marionette Apprentice, so I did one of those versions. Boros Energy is pretty standard, not a lot of variation in that one. So I kept with a pretty standard deck list for Boros Energy. And then there's a couple variations, like I said, on the Mardu Energy deck. So Going back to what do we have in the box, we obviously have 2 hard cases where they stacked the cards. We can see here that they added a peanut into each of the deck boxes. I don't think it's causing undue pressure to create like bananaing of the cards, but it does keep them firmly in there, which is nice. I would have hoped that with some of the more expensive cards, that there would have been, they did tape it shut, so I can't just open it here, that there would have been in sleeves, but this is pretty protective, at least for the shipping aspect here. But they shoved a peanut in there. Thank you for shopping with us. Take a survey. We got a little fun vampire 1/1 token. Let's show that artwork there. There we go. Got that vampire 1/1 token. It's a fun little artwork. So cards are nice and protected. None of them are individually sleeved. I do like the fact that they are in a hard case. Like I said, I would have preferred a sleeve on some of the more expensive ones, but that is fine for the most part. So nothing else in the box. No stickers, no other tokens other than the singular token that they included here. Let's see if we can get a focus again. There you go. Well, there you go. I mean, the artwork is fun on the token. I do like this one token. But you would think with $1,700, I would at least get, a sticker or something. But it was well packed. I'm not concerned about the safety of the cards. I'm not in it to be a collector. I don't want my cards beat up by any means. But like I said, if I was a little bit more anal, I would have liked the expensive cards to be in sleeves. So what do we got here? Let's open them up here. Let's take a quick look at the cards. I, being a newly competitive player, don't even have a lot of lands. So I do order lands when I get the deck. This was one of the hardest choices I've had to make, was which version of Lightning Bolt that I want. I ended up settling on this version. I really like the art in this version. There was a couple other Lightning Bolt arts that I really like. Got some damping spheres, slow some folks down. This has been one of the biggest and cost sinks for me, as I don't have a lot of these burn lands. I don't have really any dual lands at all. Like I said, I don't even have basic lands in my collection. So getting dual lands is oftentimes the most expensive part. We got some Draenith, Magistrate, Arid Mesa. I do believe one of my Arid Mesas is a foil, because that was all that they had. Got some Marsh Flats. So this is for land cycling. It does give me access to... Here, we'll put this up here. It does give me access to white and black, but the fact that I can cycle those, shuffle my deck, and keep moving through my deck is really nice, as well as thinning out my deck is really valuable. Plus, this goes really well with a version of the deck that includes Blood Moon. So having these burn lands are really nice. It was about time I got a set of Ragavans. Ragavan is in basically any modern deck that has red, so now I do have my own set of Ragavans. Here's the 2 foil Arid Mesas. I have 3 Ajani in my hand. I actually did manage to draft an Ajani in a Modern Horizons draft. I'm gonna actually see something here. This is the fun part of doing a live video. Let's go here. Let's go. Is that a little bit better? Can we see the cards a little bit better? No, that's not any better. We'll keep the overhead light, but get a good focus. Yeah, good focus. Ajani, I did pull one out of the Modern Horizons draft, so I only needed to get 3. We got some Amped Raptors, very good in a lot of red decks, but this was one of the cards that was actually balanced in Historic on Arena. We got 4 copies of Arena of Glory. Again, I don't have any lands, so all of these are going to be new for me. Again, more dual lands, sack lands, but with Blood Moon works really well. More Flooded Strand again, sack lands here. Galvanic Discharge, Guide of Souls. All of these are in pretty good quality. I think I got most of them into near mint or lightly played. Here's the Marionette Apprentice. So one of the versions of the Mardu energy deck is to create a bunch of tokens, but then sack those tokens. Whenever another creature or artifact you control is put into the graveyard from the battlefield, each opponent loses 1 life. So having this out, create a bunch of cat tokens with Ocelot Pride, and then sack them and do a bunch of damage. So, and then a set of 4 of Ocelot Pride. So that is what's in package number 1. Slide that back into the case here. I will say I paid a little bit of a premium for shipping. I did do 2-day shipping because our first tournament is on August 17th, 2024, depending on when you're watching this video. That may or may not be relevant to you. And so next up, so I wanted to have this deck in hand. I wanted to be able to sleeve it. I wanted to be able to practice with it, do some shadow practice, and really tweak the deck to the way that I wanted. That's why I ordered it with expedited shipping. And one of the reasons I went with CardKingdom is I could get it all in one package rather than trying to get everything in one package, which is historically pretty difficult with TCG Player. But the TCG Player tends to have a bigger selection. So it's a give or take. So definitely wanted to put this order through CardKingdom, test them out. I think it was roughly at the same price as for the cards themselves between CardKingdom and TCG Player. So I'm not sponsored. There's not an ad for either one of them. So I'm just giving my honest opinion of the process. Finding the cards, navigating the website was pretty easy for both websites. So let's continue to what we had in the pack. We have 4 copies of Flage. What you'll also notice is I'm not going to run necessarily all these copies in every deck. Some of the deck, or some of it is a collectionist aspect, like, hey, the deck calls for 3 or 2 of a card, but you know the meta might change where now I need to run 4, so I would rather have 4 of the deck as well. And that also contributed to the increased cost. Is oftentimes it might ask for 1 or 2 versions of a card, or 1 or 2 of a card, and I went ahead and got 4 because I wanted to have 4 just in case something changed and I needed to run 4 of the card at a future time. Static Prison, good way to lock down some cards. Some more sack lands. Some Damping Matrix. This is the only one that I got 1 of, is a Gigantha the Wellspring. Because that's the way it works. You don't need 4 of these. So we're getting 1 Gigantha of the Wellspring. Got some Surveil lands with Elegant Parlor. Raucous Theater, that was a fun art. 4 of the, this is the art from Outlaws of Thunder Junction. I really like this like wanted poster type art that they created. So we got 4 Thoughtseizes. We got 4 Unlicensed Hearths. I got 4 more Blood Crypts again. Some Pain Lands there for us. 4 Soul Guide Lanterns. 4 Harsh Mentors. These are the Lord of the Rings versions because I did want them all to look the same. And this was the only version that they had where there was 4 of. Then we got Blood Moon, 4 Blood Moons. I really like the art of these Blood Moons. These were fun. But non-basic lands are mountains, so that goes really well with my dual lands on this deck. The same thing with the Goblin Bombardment. I thought that was a fun art, so I grabbed this version of the Goblin Bombardment. Godless Shrine, we got 4 of those. Again, this is a Pain land, dual land, plains and swamp. We got 4 Sithonian Nightmares, all foil. Yeah, all 4 of them are foil. And then we got 4 Ether Hubs. Interesting. Did I really only order one? Wonder if the order got messed up in any way. Raucous Theater. So I need to look into that. I think I was supposed to have 4 Raucous Theaters as well. So that is what? $1,700 to Card Kingdom looks like. And then for a comparison, here is how $150 from TCG Player, specifically TCG Direct. I specifically, again, went with Direct because I wanted them all to come at the same time, and I wanted them to come fast. So this is how $150 worth of cards came. You'll see what's going to be rounding out my Mardu energy deck is an Nixilis right on the back. This is one of those where you definitely only run 1 or 2 of those. Oh, it is double packaged. Nice, very nice, nice. I like that. Squeeze that into a big sleeve. But I got 4 of them as well. So yeah, there's 4 Nixilis for our collection. And then there was 4 sun cleansers that are also important combo cards in both the Boros and potentially the Mardu energy deck. And then the rest of what we got was actually tokens. So I needed cat tokens. I do the same sort of thing. I get the... I might have misclicked. I did misclick. I knew I was going to do that. So I was supposed to get 4 of these as cat tokens and 4 of these as cat warrior tokens, which were the 2/1 cat warrior tokens that Ajani makes. But instead, we have 8 regular cat tokens. I shouldn't say regular. They're all foil. So we have 8 foil cats, which is fine for me at the end of the day because I'm going to be making lots of cat tokens. Hopefully, I'll be making more than 8, and I will have a stack of cat tokens to hit them with. I'm going to go ahead and have to look back at some of my orders and see if I have my other, if I truly did order just 1, or I ordered 4 of these and only got 1. And then definitely going to have to order some cat warrior tokens to round out the deck. So that's what $1,700 from Card Kingdom looks like, how they packaged it, how they sent it. We got a firm box covered in peanuts. We got some hard cases for the cards. Like I said, if they were a little bit more anal on some of the more expensive cards, maybe they could have single sleeved them. But nothing too much to worry about. They did add an extra peanut in there so they weren't bopping around and getting scuffed edges or anything. Again, not a collector, so I don't care too much if they're played with and they're used, but I don't want them ruined, right? Nobody wants them ruined because it does affect resale value if maybe Boros or Mardu Energy are worthless someday or not in meta anymore. I do want to be able to get rid of them and recoup some of my cost at a future. Then we also saw what $150 from TCG Player looks like. A lot more straightforward. They did double wrap it, but it's surprising that $150 is found in 8 tokens and 8 cards. Some of it was for shipping again. I did do a USPS priority mail on those. So that was like $10 extra in shipping. So still like $130, $140 for 4 card or 8 playable cards and 8 tokens. Magic's in an interesting place right now from a cost perspective. So if you enjoyed this unboxing, feel free to hit that like, subscribe, share with me in the comments some of your experiences ordering cards online. I would love to see those. Maybe give me some cautionary tales as I continue to add cards to my competitive collection. Maybe services I should avoid, but overall, I'm going to give Card Kingdom here, let's say like 4 stars, 4.5 stars out of 5 in my book. Or should we should come up with a system, 4.5 pumps out of 5 pumps. Like I said, they could have, the only improvement they really could have made was, hey, I spent $1,725 with you and some change. You know, maybe throw in a sticker, maybe a couple more tokens. We got 1 token, and then maybe wrap the super expensive cards. Outside of that, they were safe. They were protected. No complaints. They came fast. They actually came a day earlier than planned. So overall, really happy with the service, and we'll definitely be ordering cards from Card Kingdom again. So until next time, take it easy.